The question is, are you eligible for pre-settled status if you are a non-EU national or EU national and you married an EU nationals with settled or pre-settled status in the UK after 31st December 2020? Now, many people had relationships started as a human being after Brexit, means they get married after Brexit in the UK or outside the UK. And this question, because it is very easy road still under the EU settlement scheme to bring the spouse or settle the spouse in the UK under the EU settlement scheme. There is no home office fee. You'll get 5 years visa with right to get a social benefit, housing, free NHS. That many more advantage of visa under EU settlement scheme, same as under the former EU regulation 2016. However, unfortunately, the court decide this decision today. This week in a case called Kalik versus Secretary of State for the Home Department 2023, the Court of Appeal gave the answer, and they're basically agreeing with the decision of the upper tribunal last year. And the answer is, if you married an EU nationals in the UK after 31st December 2020, you can't get leave to remain under EU settlement scheme unless you previously had or applied for an EU residence card or family permit as their durable partner. So this is the answer for those who are in this situation, means your relationship has started recently, after 31st December 2020. So you can't get status under EU settlement scheme or under EU regulation, which is no more. Now, what are the options for you in that case? If you can't get a EU residence permit for pre-settle or settler status, what option do you have? Well, of course, under Appendix FM to the immigration rules, EU nationals with leave on the EU settlement scheme can sponsor their spouse or partner to the UK. So that means if your partner and yourself can satisfy all the requirement, unfortunately, under Appendix FM, which is very expensive and lots of requirement. You need to satisfy all these requirements. That is minimum income requirement is 18,600. Then you must have an accommodation. You need to pay NHS fee. You need to satisfy the relationship requirement. You need to satisfy the English language requirement, A1. So if you satisfy all these requirements under Appendix FM, then you can sponsor, the EU nationals can sponsor you. And then, of course, you'll get 2.5 years visa and with no right to public fund. And then more likely, after 2.5 years, you need to apply for another extension with the payment of the home office fee, NHS fee, which will cost you around, and legal cost will cost you around £4,000 to £5,000. After 5 years, you'll apply for ILR. Which is, on the other hand, if you get a visa under pre-set and a EU settlement scheme, you'll get stay here 5 years visa free of charge, and after 5 years, again, you'll get indefinite leave to remain, stay away without paying any home office fee. Other than these requirements, if you can't satisfy these requirements under Appendix FM, what option do you have? So there, the other option, you can make an application under human rights under EX1, which is a requirement if you can establish that there is exceptional circumstance, or if you require to go back to your home country, you will face a significant obstacle. If you can satisfy all the requirements, then more likely you will get human rights basis, again on 10 years road. Now, let's see whether this matter proceed to the Supreme Court. and if the Supreme Court changed the decision, which is unlikely, as the Court Upper Tribunal and Court of Appeal has already gave their decision. So according to immigration rules, is the more like same rules. So therefore, you must either relationships should start get married prior to 2020, and if you satisfy the requirement, then you'll get pre-settlement status. If not, then you need to go to normal immigration rules under Appendix FM, or you can make an application on human rights basis. But as I said, you need to satisfy a lot of requirement, and you need to convince the Home Office that this is an exceptional circumstance where the Home Office should grant you visa on human rights basis. Thank you, everyone who watched this video.